So today we're going to talk about the United States in World War One. World War One was the deadliest conflict until this point in human history. It claimed tens of millions of casualties on all sides. It really started in Europe, and then it kind of progressed from there. The U.S. was really in that state, remember, of kind of wanting to separate themselves from other people. They really didn't want to go to war. That was a promise from Woodrow Wilson. He said that he would not bring the United States into war, but we ended up participating in World War One, and we're going to talk about that today. So, war in Europe and U.S. neutrality. And neutrality means that you're not taking sides, and you're staying to yourself. You're neutral. On June 28, 1914, Yugoslav nationalist Gavrilo Princip assassinated their heir to the throne of an Austro-Hungarian Empire. Archduke Franz Ferdinand Princip and his accomplices wanted to unite the Yugoslav people and liberate them from Austrian rule. The assassination set off a series of events that culminated in a declaration of war between Austria-Hungary and Serbia. Due to the European alliance system, all major European powers were drawn into war, which spread around the globe and became the first world war in history. So because there were alliances set up in Europe, we talked about alliances, meaning countries are friends, they're going to have each other's back if one gets into a conflict or a disagreement with another one. Because of this, all of these countries in Europe were pulled into this war due to the alliances. So as you can see on your map, it says map of World War I combatants. So all those countries in green participated in the World War. So it was truly an entire world war. So almost the entire world fighting against each other. The war was pitted between two groups of allies. Okay, so you had the Triple Entente composed, you had Russia, France, and the United Kingdom against the Central Powers, which were Germany and Austria-Hungary. Okay, so Russia, France, and the UK against Germany and Austria-Hungary. Everyone thought the war would be quick and decisive, but instead it was not the case. Soldiers were in trenches fighting ferociously the entire time, just moving mere inches every day. So the progress took a really long time. The United States enters World War I. United States President Woodrow Wilson sought to maintain U.S. neutrality, but was unable to keep the United States out of war, largely because of escalating German aggression. Okay, so Woodrow Wilson, he basically won the presidency. He went by the slogan, "He will keep you out of war," but he was unable to follow through with that because of the constant German aggression. Okay, so German was posing a threat to the United States and on the world. On May 7th, 1915, the Germans sunk the British ocean liner RMS Lusitania, which had over 100 Americans on board. Wilson warned that the United States would not permit unrestricted submarine warfare or any further violations of international law. So what happened was the Germans sunk the British ocean liner because there were hundreds of Americans on board. Woodrow Wilson decided to take that step to go to war because he didn't want to show Germany that he was going to tolerate them killing any American citizens. In January 1917, the Germans resumed submarine warfare. A few days later, after this announcement, the Wilson administration obtained a copy of the Zimmermann telegram, which urged Mexico to join the war effort on the side of Germany and pledged that this event of a German victory, the territories of Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, would be stripped from the United States and returned to Mexico. So this was step two, that not only did they kill over 100 American passengers on the ship they sunk, but now our president at this time, Woodrow Wilson, got this telegram he was able to see, and it basically was a telegram sent from Germany to Mexico. And it said that, hey, if you help us in this war, then you can get Arizona, Texas, and New Mexico back. The publication of the Zimmermann telegram and the escalation of German submarine attacks on U.S. merchant vessels led the United States Congress to declare war on Germany on April 6, 1970. More than 1.3 million men and 20,000 women enlisted in the army forces. Though some Americans opposed U.S. entry into the war, many believed that they had a civic duty to support the war effort. The U.S. government propaganda sought to mobilize the American citizenry through appeals to patriotism and civic duty by linking U.S. democracy with support for the democracies of Western Europe. So, down below is a great example of propaganda that's trying to entice people to join the war. It's trying to show them that it's good, it's cool to be brave and fight for your country. So a lot of the time, the American presidents and the American army would entice people to join or enlist in the army and fight for the country through propaganda. The Selective Service Act